A lot of times, not a lot, mostly all the shows, realtors watch the show. Those that are desiring to get into the business watch the show. We talked a little bit about selling, buying. I want to talk a little bit about just the profession.
Sure.
What is your advice for your nephew who says, Uncle Sam, I want to get into the business. Should I? How should I be thinking? What are the wrong reasons to get in? What are the right reasons? Sure. What would you say?
Well, firstly, my nephew is in the business with us, so that's
is that right?
Ironically, but he's doing a great job. So he did ask me those questions, and
he's part of your team.
He's part of our team. He's doing
nice.
a great job. So, I really think it's important. When I first started out, my first couple of years, when I left the corporate world and what I thought was going to be a really nice career, and I realized it wasn't for me. I was struggling to find my way, and I was knocking on doors, and I was trying every different possibility. Having the dogs chase me and the whole bit. So, I was really unsure at one point if I was going to continue in this profession. So I think you have to find what aspect of the business you enjoy doing. So I realized for me, I liked marketing, and if the phone would ring, I could do a good job versus
80-20 rule.
80-20 rule, that's right.
Yeah.
So, persevere, number one. First of all, you really have to have a passion and understand that you're not doing this for the wrong reason. If you're doing it just for the money and you think this is a free ride and a free ticket, you're not going to do the business too long, right? But if you...
There is a stat, Sam, that, I don't know, maybe you know it. The people who leave after about 5 years, they get into the business. Have you heard this? I heard that it was almost 90% of people after 5 years actually get out of real estate.
Yeah, a lot of people are disillusioned. So they believe it's going to be easy, and people are doing it part-time. I don't think it should be a part-time business. So, people go into the wrong...
You don't think it should be a part-time business?
I really don't. Because it's your biggest financial asset, and you've got to stay in tune with everything, right? So if you're just doing it and selling your family and friends, you're probably doing them a disservice because your family has to go with you. Otherwise, the family's not going to talk to you. But, you probably could have maybe netted more dollars. And so there's a lot of... that's
Great
just
point.
another area altogether.
Yeah.
But you really have to treat it like a business. And that's what we've done from the get-go. Once we decide this is what I want to do, and I went through my ups and downs. Like everybody does. And I think, but I was pretty much, focused on the goal. And the goal was to do this for, indefinitely.
Sure. But you've done something, not so much unique today, although the way you do it is still unique because obviously you're the top in the nation doing that. Is the team concept. So talk to me about the team concept from a few different perspectives. For Sam, from your team, for the buyer, for the seller. How does everybody benefit from this team concept?
So the reason we formed a team, which started many years ago, and it's grown over the years. Initially,
how big is your team?
Since we've opened our office, we've got about 20 realtors, 5-6 administrators. So it's a pretty large
business.
operation.
That's
it is a
great.
business day.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you. And they're all, and the number one requirement for our team members is to have integrity. We've all got to get along and gel. It's like a family, right? So if we find there's a bad apple, I don't mind people making mistakes. We're all humans, but if the integrity and core isn't good, then they're not going to be around, right? Yeah. So the reason we built the team way back was that I felt at one point I just couldn't manage the business effectively on my own. So what I tell realtors when I talk to different groups is, don't build a team when you're just starting out. First of all, you've got to get busy enough so you can understand the business, and you have to be able to train your team members. So if you're just starting off and you're just going to bring a team member on and you're just kind of scrambling, it really doesn't make sense.
In fact, maybe even join a team.
For sure, join a team.
Yeah.
And that's, we've, joining a team is sometimes, I think back, if I wish I'd known what I would have probably saved 3 or 4 years of doing this and got to the A to B much quicker. So, because, you just don't know. And the interesting thing was most realtors, unfortunately, wouldn't share how they got to A to B, right? So you kind of had to find your way. To me, if realtors ask me, I want to help them get there because I think competition's great. And if somebody's going to be the next Sam McDadi in Mississauga, we welcome that. There's enough business for everybody. So I don't have the mindset we have to be closed and provincial in our thinking. We want everybody to do well, and I think that's great for everybody. But, I think when you're building a team, first of all, understand the business, spend enough years so you're ready to build a team. And it should be at a time where you're growing your business. And your first hire should be really administrative. It shouldn't be an agent. It should be somebody who's going to do your day-to-day task, which you're now putting lock boxes on the houses, putting up signs. That's not what you should be doing when you get to the second level.
Setting up the photography, all that kind of stuff, so that you, the leader, can be more face-to-face with the client.
Focus on your core business. You're working with buyers and listings. That's what you should be doing, right? And the administrative component should be dealt with somebody else, right? And when you add, and I remember when I first started out, I was reluctant to delegate. So I was doing the ads, I was helping with the finance, but at a certain point, I said, I'm going to burn. I'm young and energetic, but I'm going to burn out. So